Hello and welcome to part 4 of this masterclass series. In this part I will show you how I continue after my initial sketch and how I compare with my reference, question what I did, analyze my reference even deeper and change the state of my project with tools like Photoshop plannings and using the airbrush for filtering. The journey continues. Enjoy! This video series comes to you in collaboration with Mindwork Studio, who ran a lovely and successful Kickstarter to bring the art of Gerald Brom into the worlds of miniatures. I'm painting the entire project with their new Brom artist acrylics and really enjoy how paintable they are for my way. Introduction! Well, 3 video parts in until I arrived at my sketch that you can see right here. Everything is sketched in, and I could continue to finish this with more contrast and highlights and shadows and detail work. I could call it done and then say this is my own version of Brom Star Witch and my interpretation. I often like to do my versions of sculpts, but in this case I decided to create a tribute piece that matches the original artwork as best as it can and as best as I can. A study piece, a learning piece, and believe me, I'm learning tons. Follow me along. I was actually comparing my sketch outcome with the original on Gerald's Brom homepage and realized that I had fun with my sketch, but my tonalities are way too cold everywhere. In the original there are some cold grays here and there, but overall it is a desaturated, warmth red scene. Seems like a reference on my mobile is crap when painting. I just learned this. Really need this piece as an art print or in an art book. My first quick Photoshop filters of warmth showed me where I'm off. I need to do more of this to plan my path. I was taking my actual work and the reference into Photoshop to understand many things. My backdrop painting is not high or let's say tall enough in height. Like you see the colors there in the back, they're just not where they should be. I marked this with a rough line in the right example. I'm off from colors, to be honest, way too bluish, need more warmth. I picked out the colors of the painting with Photoshop's pipette to understand where this is going. You can see them on the right here. Now I want to change this in this painting session. I want to get closer to the original. Planning such things ahead are necessary. As you see, I do these videos and also the paint shop in different sessions because I need the time in between to think, to plan ahead and to continue. Without breaks in painting, I would not be able to bring this on the path where I want to bring it. I want to change this in this session. I want to get closer to the original. Thank you for enjoying what I do on this channel. Thank you for following along. With your small gestures of dropping a comment, pressing thumbs up and subscribing to the channel, you can help this channel to grow, so more people can benefit from this content that you obviously enjoy. Thank you all. While I start the next painting part in adjusting the base background colors and areas, I will let you know about my workflow and my approaches, just in the beginning and then we paint. The benefits and struggle I see with my workflow. We start with talk and switch over to good music soonish. About the music I use, you can find the information and the titles in the video description below. Enjoy! The good thing is I know I can always change everything I want to change. Another good reason why I work from rough to detail in my paintings. Everything is possible. Everything can be changed or can be adjusted, as I do not follow any technical approach rules that limit me. My only rule I work with is I work from a rough picture to defined one. And defining I'll do on the way while I get to know the model and the scene. The picture, I get to know the picture better and better with the time I spend on it. I could not finish her face right now in technical terms as I would not know how it looks in the full picture. Speaking about motivation. This path is not as rewarding as finishing a non-metallic metal sword today and the helmet tomorrow, and the leather belt over there the next day and so on. Rewards come quicker if you technically paint your way through such small parts and take your miniature as a puzzle where you bring color to each part. It just doesn't work for me, as I do not understand the ambience, the flow and the power of the full piece. My path is often different than the roads other miniature painters take. Is it better? Nah, different, I'd say. I get all the rewards in the end, the closer I get to work out final details in my full painting. Then it is like fireworks and paintgasm, but patience is needed. I do not get this reward in one painting session, it can take months. I was quite happy with this adjustment and sketched in a little ghostly butterfly thingy too. My plan is now to adjust her and the alchemical centaur. Thanks Alessio for the teaching, for teaching me the correct name of the ghostly thingy spirit thingy. Adjusting them into the planned warmer color setup by using the airbrush and spraying thin glazes of color over the full scene, including backdrop. Like a filter, you can say, that tints a scene. You might know these from movies. I'm using my hard-on Steenbeck Kiev Infinity, but do not trust the impression I'm not a master with the airbrush. I barely use it, and mainly to spray matte varnish or such filters. It is a great tool and offers endless possibilities to us miniature painters, but I'm more a big brush dude. Nonetheless, I do not want to be without the airbrush. When spraying such thin glazes, it is important to, well, use them thin and in several thin layers to slowly increase the tint's effect. If you do it too strong once, you will have a covering layer, and this is not what we want here. Filter, thin, carefully. I'm diluting my colors by using a scale 75 thinner, but you do as you prefer. Important is to check back with the effect of your filter on a tissue regularly before you hit the model. As you can observe, I'm doing several thin layers of this glaze to filter slowly and to be in control. If there's something I learned as a miniature painter, it is patience. Patience grants better results. In between, when I'm not patient enough, I'm using the hair blower to wait until that layer is dry or paint in the wet areas a little bit. I recommend to not spray wet layers on top of wet layers, as your filter will be ruined and will dry out as a pool of watery color somewhere on the figure or base. Painting inside such a wet filter is a beautiful thing that I do carefully, as I do not want to ruin anything. I'm just trying out a color dot here or checking back with that volume over there. Nothing special or fancy, but good for the big brush dude in me, as I miss the brushwork when I work with the airbrush too long. Funny side story, I'm not a pro with the airbrush, but my airbrush got a nickname. Its nickname is Color Catapult. Do you have a nickname for your airbrush? If so, tell me in the comments section below. When I was done with the filter work, I decided to give the Starlight Centaur, whatever, a little bit more work by bringing paint on him that suits the original artwork even better. It turns more bluish, grayish, reddish gray. It's really strange. Here and there my brush also touched something on the figure herself, on the Star Witch, in between if I felt it necessary. I cannot properly describe this free roaming while painting. It is what it is. After a while I felt that today's session is exhausted and that I call it a day. Time to check back at home with photos where this session took me and get ready for the next one with some analyzing from the original. Well, that's it so far. I'm closer to the original thanks to my analysis up front and reading and extracting colors. There is more needed. I can already feel that by just looking at today's session result. More to come, more analyzing to be done. If you're interested in the topic of learning how to read nature, colors, textures, and to see a miniature painting from a different perspective, this following ebook in my Etsy shop is just the right thing for you. You can find it in the links below. Remember, as a patron of mine, you get not only great inspiring content and insight into my workflow, you get 10% to 25% discount on all existing ebooks and future ebooks for free when they drop. Thank you for enjoying this video. The next part is already in editing mode for you. Keep on happy painting. Roman out. Bye bye. Stay tuned. I hope you enjoyed this part. Do not forget to subscribe and press thumbs up and write a comment down below.
I love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up!
Introduction. Introduction. Pew, pew, pew. Pew, pew. Introduction.